welcome. I'm so excited to get into today's video. As we're going to get into is building a new high school for our build, because I mentioned this when we were reviewing all the new stuff, which I will link down those videos up above and down below so you guys can check those out for all the new packs we got and all the new content for the update and stuff. And I just wanted to use it for a community lot, especially with the Growing Together pack. They gave us so much good stuff for community lots, so I really wanted to rebuild our school. And we're like on Gen 3 on our Disney Princess Challenge, so I thought this would be a good time to create a new one. And we kind of went with the green theme, and I want to show you guys what we built. And I think without further ado, let's just get into the build. So with the design itself, I ended up just Googling an image for a school, because I really had no clue going into this what kind of build I wanted. And I fell in love with what we had, because I ended up finding like a very fancy school, and I didn't really want a fancy school, but we ended up with a very fancy one, so it's okay. I mean, our current Sims make enough money to technically they could go to the school for this high school, but I do want the school to get like better in the long run, so I just don't know how it's gonna get much better in the future. So once you guys see like the final build, let me know if you guys think I can make this school even fancier. Like, what can we add to maybe rooms? I mean, I definitely left a lot of the rooms more simple, which you guys will see in the future. But for the design itself on the outside and the images that I chose, it had like windows everywhere. It had like, I don't know, it was a big structure, and I'm like, I don't know, the first building, which I called the poor school on my gallery, or if you guys saw the earlier videos, which I can definitely put up above too, which you guys can go check out for the high school that we did originally, that was like replicating my high school. Obviously we had more classrooms and we had more places to go, but that was like the design of my high school. And I want to say about the size, obviously Sims like sizes are slightly different than like real life when you're building or trying to replicate, but it was pretty close, I want to say, in like the design on the outside. Obviously different colors, and we didn't have everything exactly, but what I'm trying to say is that the school that we're currently doing is fancy in my eyes. I'm like, this honestly makes me think of a college campus room rather than a high school. But either way, I love the look, and I think it's a great school that you can use in The Sims. Plus it's The Sims, so it's not real life, so if my Sim's going to a fancier school, who's to say what? But yeah, so here's like the hardest part for the outside, which you guys are seeing me struggle with, was finding windows to fit. Because we were all like sitting, it was like chatting and whatnot during the live stream, and I was just like, trying to fit windows was like a puzzle, but at the same time I struggled because different framing work would be like a problem. But we ended up adding an extra square, which ended up helping a lot, and then we found the perfect windows. So honestly, I was just very, very happy with the overall look. It was very satisfying once we found the right windows. Obviously it just took tweaking, it took minutes out of my life, but it was a satisfying moment when it happened. And for the exterior wise, I think I kept minimal like landscaping. I didn't put it on a hill or anything fancy like that, so maybe when we do the future school or high school that we do, maybe I can do a lot more landscaping on the outside, or just more items on the inside, because I kept it very minimal, because it didn't really matter to me when I did my gameplay itself what kind of decoration I had on the inside. And I did leave the upstairs so far half full, just because I didn't need the extra space. But maybe down the line, if you guys say anything in the comments that we can add in this build, we can add it into the school. I just wanted to make sure that we got what we needed to happen in the school. And I'm not gonna lie, during like the second half of the stream, I was starting to get sick. I have the snuffles now. I mean, thankfully I'm getting better, but I just wanted to push through, and that's kind of why the minimal decoration. And another thing that I wanted to ask your guys' opinions on, which we will do a final tour at the end, but is the signage that we did in the front. If you guys can see that, it's just like I think it's just like a poster, but in the image that I was replicating, they had a sign which on those columns? Yeah, columns. I was gonna call them poles, and I was like, that doesn't sound right, but on the columns themselves, and they utilize that just to hold up the signage. I just don't know if it looks right, because it's just like a very thin poster that I enlarged to make our school sign, but I like it. Now moving on to the inside, I kind of wanted to, this is where you get to see like the color scheme especially, but also some of the new items, like that giant light I use in the front foyer, like as soon as you enter. That's part of the new pack from Growing Together. And honestly, this is where I started to realize, man, we have so much space, and this school's gonna look a lot fancier than I originally thought it was gonna be. But I still enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun building it. The color scheme's really pretty. And if you guys aren't keeping up with my Disney Princess Challenge, the whole reason why I was like, let's just go with green. One, because it we had that color as an option with the new items, but 2, because we're currently on Generation Tiana. That's a weird way to phrase that, but Generation Tiana, sure, for her challenge, and obviously the whole green scheme, and we have to find somebody wearing green, and I kind of ran with it. Our last school was red, so why not? And it's a great reference point. And moving forward, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, what else did I really incorporate or had in thought? For the interior-wise, it was mainly just what we could fit and what made sense for me. I don't really know how to lay out a school. I've never really constructed a school. I've only been to my high school and, like, maybe 1 or 2 others on the inside. So, honestly, no matter what, this school looks really grand. It's big, and it's what I think makes sense. If you guys have built a high school before, definitely let me know down below. But I would love to hear, or at least check out your guys'. So if you just want to put your galleries down below too, maybe I would love to see your guys' like high schools and ideas, because I need help sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But this is the part that I added that I really wanted, was a nursery room, which you guys are seeing currently. And with this, it's just because my Sims, well, I don't think it'll be as bad, but when we were doing the 7 dwarves for Cinderella's generation, or Snow White's I should say, with her kids, and they all went to high school, at least 2 of them were like dead tired, and a bed's gonna be so helpful, so I had to add this. And I mean, schools have nurse rooms and you can go to sleep in them, so I was like, why not? Honestly, I like the final look. I didn't really do anything on the outside, which you guys will see in the future for this build overall, that I didn't do anything out there. I don't know, I feel like I should. Maybe we can do something to add to it. Maybe the school gets renovated, which I do like renovating the schools as the generations go on. So just like throw some ideas out. I will definitely take note, especially like I'm thinking maybe I wish I could do track fields. I was gonna say track field, but something sports events on the outside would be nice. Or I don't know, what else can you do in the backyard? And I don't really want to do swimming. If you guys are gonna, like, I don't know. I know a lot of people do swimming pools at schools. It's just when I'm at school, it's if my Sims autonomously going around in their swimsuit, it's kind of weird at high school. And two, it's like I don't really want to go swimming unless I need to get my fitness up, maybe. And we did incorporate a gym in this build, so it doesn't, I don't know. I just don't really see the point of a swimming pool, other than, like, if I want to keep my kids at school all the time, and I'm like, sure, go swim, like, go spend your time there. But other than that, I don't really see a point of it, but we'll have to think about it. I'll think about it. So most of the builds kind of finally, like, glanced over. We saw, like, the classrooms. I added, like, a little PC computer room. Someone recommended that in our chat. Now I'm just adding, like, a little bike rack, which I thought was a nice detail. It just took forever. I'm not really used to going through live edit or even, like, debug items, which I really, maybe I should just, like, practice. I don't know. Or is it just, like, years of experience that people just find items? But I will get there one day. One day I shall be like, oh, I know where that debug item is. But now moving on upstairs, honestly, the upstairs, like I said, only half of it was used. The other half I just kind of left empty for either other possibilities, or maybe we just leave it empty. High schools, it's a big lot, and honestly, you don't ever need that much space in The Sims, because you're only allowed so many Sims, and it takes your Sims forever to get anywhere. Like, I just remember when people were first, like, posting videos about the whole new high school pack, and they were mentioning, like, having to walk upstairs to a classroom. No thank you, like, whatsoever. So always put classrooms, everything you need downstairs. Up here, I'm just adding a gym, which I'm not gonna lie, I wish I put downstairs, because I personally like to use the gym on Sims breaks. But we will have one upstairs for now. If it gets a problem, I might change it. I also have a library up here, extra bathrooms, which more bathrooms the merrier. I didn't mention this earlier, but that was the biggest, like, thing I really disliked about my first build, is I didn't really care for bathrooms. And it became a problem, because you got the janitor in the bathroom, you got a prank toilet, and then you got one of your other Sims in the toilet, like, on the toilet, and you're just like, I need more bathrooms. Or my Sims love to get hysterical, so I made sure to have plenty of those bathrooms, because they're 1000% needed. And I think the only thing I either added was an art room upstairs, which, honestly, it was just an out of rendition. If I have a Sim who needs to get a little artsy, we'll have that. I'm honestly debating adding a kitchen. But I think without further ado, let's just get into our tour. Now, I'm very excited to show you guys just the final tour. This is obviously the outside. I added a bunch of trees. We got our little planters, which you didn't really get to see. And for the back, I literally just added a walkway. I should have added benches. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But we have, like, a tree, which I'm hoping we can build, and it won't take too long. But I've noticed it takes quite a bit of time. We have triplets, so maybe they can all just set up here and build that, that'd be really helpful. We got like a balcony back here. We got like a balcony here, which is really nice, which I don't know if I'll be using, but we have that. But let's just get inside for the official tour. We have this little entryway, which has 2 benches, which people can sleep on if they want. We got these grand entryways to these big, like, hallways, I guess, where we have some vending machines, which I wish I added more, but we only have some in this section. We got plenty of lockers, because with each iteration, the more lockers fill up, so I wanted to make sure we had lots of those. And like I said, lots of bathrooms. We got plenty of stalls, multiple doors, I mean, I don't think doors matter, but I figured since it's such a grand bathroom, we can have more than one door. And then here is the view of our classroom. Oh, this is why we always do tours. No matter how many tours I do, why do I still find silly stuff like this. Apparently our posters are in our window. Here we go. Well, that's a easy fix at least. And little classroom. I see, like, those are the only detail I kind of added outside of the couple of posters, which are definitely uneven. So hopefully that doesn't burn your eyes like that. Sorry about that. And then we got like bookshelves in the back. So just for an added detail, obviously, I don't know. We could do something else in the future, but I just felt like bookshelves just made the place feel a little more full. Now, moving on, in the center back area, we have, like, our cafeteria with plenty of seating. I wanted plenty of seating just so we didn't have to feel like we had to sit with the teachers or the principal, which gets very awkward. So I could be able to move my sim to other tables without, hopefully they don't follow, but... And then we have our little kit, obviously we order food. We got plenty of spots to get coffee, so my sims can have that for them, because that's always needed. Now moving back in, we enter this hallway, which just has like the trophy case I added and a bench. So you can sit outside while you wait for whoever's in the principal's office here. Which honestly, I did add a couple of details in here. We got our little chairs that you sit when you're in trouble, you know. And then we have our little nurse room? Yeah, the nurse's office? I don't know. What would you call it? What's its official name? I don't know. But we have a bonus, like, bathroom back here, which is, you know, the bathroom that you want to go to, you know, where you get to go potty by yourself. I mean, obviously people can hang out in there because it's a stall within the bathroom, but, you know. And then our secondary classroom, the other thing I wanted to point out is I added more seats this time because when I had 7 sims, it was like the whole class was just my sims. I think I had only had 6 chairs in my first school, but then we had 7 kids, and let's just say it was rough. So, and then entering, obviously this isn't the best pathway, but going through the kitchen we have, not the kitchen, the dining hall, we have a computer room, which is honestly very nice. This is where I was like, man, this place is fancy. And I think that's it for downstairs. So moving on up, as you can see, this whole half is empty. But as soon as you enter, we got very naked. It's just some portraits. I added like a bunch of stuff the first time I did an art room, but this time we just added some portraits. If one of our sims wants to be artsy, we can have that there. It's just not really important right now in my series, so I don't feel the need to fill it up. But there's obviously, if you guys download this, there's lots of opportunities to add into it. And then over here we have our fabulous walk-in like little library with hidden spots. We got the new desk that we can utilize, the new chairs from the new pack, and obviously the new bookshelves. And then entering through the library, which is obviously not another ideal way to enter, but you walk through the library to hit to the gym, which is, you know. And then it's pretty naked. It's just a bunch of workout spaces that we can utilize. And this bothers me, thank you. And then under the bathroom, obviously you want a bathroom next to the gym. So we have that there. We'll see how irritating that might end up being. But I think that's it for this final tour. It has a lot of potential to grow, but overall I do like what we did with it. It's one of my favorite, especially exterior designs. It's very lovely. I love the color scheme that we chose. So let me know what you guys think. And I think that's it for the tour. And yay, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, welcome onto the village. Honestly, I love doing builds like this, especially when they lead into our like legacy challenges that we're doing currently. And hopefully you guys enjoy them too. And I think that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!